Church, so good that I can greet you in Jesus' name, and so glad that you tuned in today to hear this little short devotional. And it's good that I have the opportunity to talk to you one more time. I want to talk to you about sowing and reaping that we find in the scriptures that talks about how that in Galatians chapter 6 verses 7 and 8 talks about sowing and reaping. It says, "Be not deceived, God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting." You know, the Bible talks about how the sowing and reaping is related, so that we also know that the gardener knows that, so does the farmer know that what you sow is what you reap, and they understand that. They understand that that's true. Well, you ought to understand also that what you sow and what you reap also has a lot to do with your spiritual life and how you live your life according to the Spirit. For a man, men expect to reap. I think they expect to reap what they sow. For instance, we go to school. We go to school for a certain job. We do that simply because we think that our schooling will pay off when we get a job. That we will find out that sowing had a way of reaping a reward. So it's true in our lives too, and we sometimes think of it in the negative terms, but it's also true in the good terms as well. Because if you sow a kindness, you'll reap kindness. If you sow honesty, you reap honesty. If you sow faithfulness, most of the time people will be faithful to you. And this is true of all of our lives. And the Bible talks about how that you ought to be generous and kind to those that are in need, because it's like casting bread upon the waters, that you'll be gathered up many days hence. And that's true of each of our lives, that we know that that's so. So we expect to reap. We expect that we will have to, why would you seek good advice if you don't intend to take it? Why would you seek out people that are in that field that you're in, so that you might know what to do and how to behave yourself? And so it's true in our life, but it's also true in a spiritual sense as well. For it says that when you sow, whatever you sow, that's what you will reap. We know that that's true in our life. We know that the farmer knows and the gardener knows that whatever he sows, that's what he's going to reap, and he knows that that's going to happen. Well, we also know that's going to happen in our lives as well. Sometimes people have been very generous and kind to me over the years, and I could not repay them. And even what I had was, even if I knew how to repay them, they didn't need what I had. So, but I've been able to pass it along and help some others along the way. And I believe that I've had the opportunity to share with others and to help them from time to time. And that's been a blessing to me, as well as a blessing to those who have helped me. So when we go into a certain field of practice, we try to give good advice, and we try to learn all we can before we do it, because we know that this is going to be our lifestyle. This is what's going to be the way we're going to have to make a living. So we expect to reap. Well, you reap also more than what you sow, but you expect to reap more than you sow. You don't expect to reap what you put in the ground. You expect to reap more than that, and that's true of most of us. For instance, Jacob lied to his daddy. You remember how he lied and got the birthright, and how that he lied to his daddy. Well, later on, this same Jacob was lied to by his boys. 10 boys lied to him about Joseph being dead. And so lying has a way of reaping its own reward and has a way of coming back to us and coming back to haunt us. And sometimes what we sow, it takes a lifetime to reap what takes place. So when you try to be kind, when you're being kind to people, when you sow a smile or encouragement, how many times have I been encouraged over the years? You know, when you try to encourage someone else, doesn't it not have a way of rebounding to you and causing you to be blessed as well? So you expect to reap, but you reap more than you sow. You expect to reap what you sow, and you expect to reap that which you have sown in the ground. And we have a tendency to know that that's true. We know that's going to happen. So being ignorant of the seed does not make any difference. What if you sow weeds, then that's what you're going to get. If you sow good crops, then that's what you're going to get too. But if you sow good things, you will reap the good rewards, and they are blessings to us down to old age. I think about King David, how that he lied and how he stole another man's wife and how he had him killed, and that he was never the same man after that. I promise you that. But he reaped in his own family over and over again the same type of reward. He lost 4 boys, 4 children that lost their lives, and when he ought to have been enjoying his later years, he was left with grief and regret and so many sorrows in his mind. And that's what happens to us as well. So we reap what we sow. We reap what we planted to sow. We reap more than what we sow. And it doesn't matter whether you know what you're sowing or not. You will reap what you sow. So you need to know that that's true in our lives today. So you're trying to be safe, and I understand that. And you're trying to be safe and withdraw from people, I understand that. But at the same time, we are not called to withdraw from people to that extent. We're to tell them about Jesus and the love that he has for us, that they might know that their sins are forgiven too, because Jesus died on the cross to save me. So if he died on the cross to save me, he died on the cross to save you. And he died on the cross so that people could be saved. And you need to know that that's true. May you have a great day today. May you understand what sowing and reaping really is, and that you know that the sowing and reaping that we do before God, we will reap what we sow. And I promise that's true. God bless you. Good day.